Welcome back. This weekend marks the first major step toward peace in Ukraine after it was announced that Donald Trump and Vladimir Putin will meet in Alaska on Friday.
Yeah, the high-stakes summit will be the first time a US president has met with the Russian leader since the start of the war. It comes just days after President Trump's self-imposed deadline for a ceasefire expired. So will Russia face tough new sanctions, or can the deal be brokered?
For more, we're joined by Charles Kupchan, Professor of International Affairs at Georgetown University, live from Washington, D.C. Good morning to you. This could be a big moment. What should we expect from Friday's meeting?
Could be or couldn't be. We just don't know. This is sort of classic Trump, where one day he's throwing Zelensky, the president of Ukraine, out of the Oval Office. The next day, he's angry with Putin and threatening sanctions and more arms for Ukraine. The next day, he's invited Putin to meet him in Alaska. We just don't really know what's going on here. There was a meeting a few days ago between Trump's envoy, Steve Witkoff, and Putin in Moscow. Let's hope that they made progress and that they agreed on the basic outlines of the deal, because Trump really needs to have something to show for inviting Putin to come to the United States, letting Putin out of the penalty box that he's been in since he invaded Ukraine. We'll have to wait and see what comes out of this meeting.
So it's looking likely that Volodymyr Zelensky won't be there. How can a deal be done on Ukraine if they don't have someone present?
You know, I don't know that he's not going to be there. First, Trump said, yes, it's a three-way meeting. Then he said no. Then today we're hearing from J.D. Vance, who's in Europe, that, oh, maybe there will be a three-way meeting. My best guess is what will happen is it will be staggered. So you'll have a Trump conversation with Putin alone, then maybe soon thereafter a conversation that includes Zelensky, maybe some European leaders. But you're right, the bottom line here is that Trump cannot strike a deal with Putin without Ukraine. Ukraine, in the end of the day, is the party that's going to say yes or no. And as a consequence, sooner rather than later, Trump needs to have needs to have Zelensky at the table, because he, in the end, is the key decision maker.
Yeah, and in the lead up to this, he's already been digging in, saying we're not going to give up any of our land like Putin wants. OK, we might talk to you after this meeting. We'll see where we end up. Thank you very much, Professor, for your time.